Well, hello. Come in, come in. Welcome to Playwrights Round Table. My name is Sir Theodore E. Bear. Yes, this is my canine companion, Oliver. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Playwrights Round Table is Central Florida's only year-round producer of original stage works. Writers are nurtured and critiqued in a free monthly workshop. Eventually, many scripts are developed into one-act shorts and showcased as a PRT production. And lucky for you, I have one of those shorts. I was just getting to that. Today's play is about a young man and a stranger having a conversation in a hospital ICU ward about his lack of spiritual belief. The play is called 7 Days and is written by Stephen J. Miller and directed by the lovely and talented Corless. So pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Wait, they're out of coffee, right? We've already established that. Probably drank too much anyway. How many cups have I had since you came in? 6? 15? Anyway, so, like I was saying, most of the time I feel that people who pray in public are respectful. On second thought, you know when they bless their food when they're at a diner or a restaurant? It's a little more conspicuous. It's almost as if they want people to see that they're praying. But personally, I don't find that so much obnoxious as a little silly. I mean, as far as status symbols go, anyone can pray. It's nothing to be all uppity and holier than thou over. I mean, it's like flossing in public. I mean, good for you. Boo-rah! But really, it's none of my business. So I try not to disparage, insult what other people do to bring themselves comfort in this world. My grandma, she used to say to me, Johnny, part of being a good American is minding your own damn business. And I believe that, truly. So to make a short answer even longer, no, thank you. You can go ahead, pray all you want, and you won't bother me. I just don't do the prayer thing. You notice I just seem to be babbling, just blah, 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 just filling the air. Ugh. It does feel kind of good, actually. Listen, I'm an atheist. Really, I have no problem with you being religious if that's what you choose. I'm sorry for the long explanation. I didn't want you to think that I hated you or your beliefs. I mean, there's enough crap in this world, I've discovered recently, without me adding any more. So you go ahead, do your thing. I will just be over here and Facebook my friends, I guess.
You okay, Johnny? Oh, no news yet. I just saw you'd left the room, figured you were here.
Change of scenery. Should I go back in?
I'll let you know if he wakes up for more than a few moments. I just thought I'd check in on you. And I saw they were out of coffee.
Oh, the fancy stuff. Fill her up.
Coffee you could cut with a knife.
The coffee that eats like a meal, better than chunky soup.
Well, you get the gist. We need it good and strong here.
Well, leave yourself some.
Oh,
I mean,
no, don't worry about it. My own David brings me a fresh thermos when he drives by the hospital on his way to work. Plus, gives me a chance to check in on you.
We're doing okay. Just playing on my phone and talking. So, thank you, Cheryl, for everything, for the coffee.
You give me a call if you need anything. I won't have any trouble keeping one eye on you and one eye on David.
No, the cops don't know anything. They have no leads, no witnesses yet. It could be a lot of things. I bought David a new cell phone for Hanukkah. Well, he's Jewish, I'm not, well, obviously. But we still exchange gifts around the holidays. David's always kvetching about how technology is making us less and less human. And well, finally I had to remind him that we met through an online dating site. Well, he had no response to that, so he had to let me upgrade his old Franken phone after that. So I got him an iPhone like mine, and he immediately took to it. Well, after I showed him, okay, see, David's a Jewish religion professor, not a Talmudic scholar, mind you. That's not allowed, not even today, not even to further Mikrot. But he teaches this alternate view on the Torah, all this stuff about how it shapes societal mores and the old Jewish laws, halakha, and stuff 4,000 years old, and how those rules have changed throughout all of history. It's called Judaic social psychology, and it's this gobbledygook where he adds, and why do I know this? How I ended up with a man who studies and teaches religion for a living. Like I said, I try not to be judgmental. Though I do joke with David that building a life with a Torah nerd might be a strain on the patience of even the most open-minded atheist. Anyway, so I showed David this app for the Torah, comparing it to the Old Testament. And there's a comment section there where religious history buffs can chat with each other. David would get on that app sometimes and not lift his head for hours. So I don't think he even saw who did it. And since it happened, he's only been awake for a few seconds every... Well, they could have been after him because he's gay, or maybe they thought he looked like he had money, or maybe they could tell he was Jewish. I don't know. Maybe they just wanted that stupid overpriced phone. One thing I know, David did not provoke them. That is for sure. I mean, he is the most meek, peaceful person I know. I mean, if they had said hello to him, he would have frozen on the spot. He's not like me. I talk to anyone. Well, obviously. And he's nice, just shy. Still, none of it makes any sense, which frustrates the hell out of me. His wallet was still in his front pocket, where he keeps it, he says, to dissuade pickpockets on the bus. And his phone was right on the ground, right next to him, still on that app about the Torah. David had been chatting with this Mormon girl in Utah, and she'd posted 4 or 5 messages to him before she finally gave up. So the police do know that he was attacked around 8:20 p.m. a week ago tonight. And honestly, what I think happened was he just wasn't paying any attention. I mean, David gets distracted like that sometimes. Well, actually a lot. And call me naive, but I don't like to think that it was because he was gay or Jewish. I mean, what I'd like to think is that someone was hungry or desperate, and after they saw what they did to him, they got scared and ran away. Still, it just upsets me to think that he's just 2 blocks away from Siegel College, right on Shaker, and he's just lying there in the snow for 40 minutes before the ambulance arrived. I mean, I just keep wondering about immediate medical attention, and maybe if someone who saw the whole thing had just called sooner, or if they'd gotten to him quicker, he wouldn't be fading in and out of consciousness like he has been for the last week, and we'd be home now. Him reading, me cooking. I'm just so sick of waiting. The scans don't show anything. The doctors say it just takes time. It's his brain needing to rewire, reboot. They still don't know if there's going to be any permanent damage. All they do know is that he gives them, on average, 7 minutes of consciousness a day. And they don't want to burden him with any questions. I mean, I know it takes time. I'm tired. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not really sure what nice ever gets me, but it's important for me to try. David says that if I were really an atheist, that I really wouldn't care about other people and what they think, and I wouldn't work so hard at being so tolerant. For years, he's been working to get me to admit to believing in some sort of divine force. But I'm sorry, I just don't. And especially after crap like this, how could I believe in magic God, who picks one person's wants and needs over the other 7 billion on the planet? I mean, why does one person get cured of cancer when every year thousands of other people who believe in magic God, pray themselves into frenzy and frustration and get sick and die anyway? And they suffer. Wow, how they suffer. In extreme pain the whole time, begging magic God to make them be one of the few dozen who wins, one of the few of the 7 billion that magic God decides to actually listen to. I'm sorry if that sounds disrespectful. It's just how I feel. David's more spiritual. You'll like him better. He's always saying that we were cosmically meant to be together, like David and his companion Jonathan in the Torah. Sefer Shmuel. I really don't know anything about it. I just pick up a little bit here and there because he talks about it ad nauseum. David and Jonathan? Well, David, my David, says that the stories about how the future King David said he loved Jonathan deeper than he could love any woman. David, my David, says that their relationship fell outside of traditional Judaic law, and that the scholars don't question it. But at the same time, they're not willing to admit how gay it all sounds. I mean, even now, thousands of years later, David, my David, will say quietly, he's not a shouter, "The world has changed, Johnny. In the last 3,000 years, Jewish people eat pork and shellfish, and they mix their cotton and polyester, all of which are an abomination according to the books of Bereshit and Vayikra. And even the Torah is said in the Talmud, turn it over and over, for everything is in it. But those scholars still won't talk about King David's big gay love." You have to understand, he's not being blasphemous. I mean, he really believes this. And he studied, so I have to take his word for it. Me, I just parrot back whatever he says so I can sound smart. The Jewish race, it's freaking amazing that they buy into Yahweh and being the chosen people. All the crap throughout all of history, all the raw deals they've been handed. Still, they keep hanging on. Faith. Me? David asks me what I believe in. And I tell him that I believe in time, the passage. Right now, the world is passing me by. I mean, as we speak, making me obsolete, reinventing itself, just like it superseded those silly old Hasidic laws. And soon, I'll be as out of date as David's ugly old cell phone was. But you know that just a few years ago, I wouldn't have been allowed to sit here in this hospital or stay in his room? David's family is uber religious and therefore ashamed of him. And even though we've lived with each other for 7 years, his family would have, well, actually his mother, she hates me, they would have kept me from seeing him. So now the law says that they can't. Change just takes time. call me an optimist, but I still think that someday his parents, his mother, will see how much I truly love their son. They'll wake up. They're just not there yet. To quote the Torah, that is the Goliath my David is still fighting. Listen to me. It's like I'm preaching to you now. I'm so sorry. I hope I haven't offended you.
Kiddo, I think you better.
Is he awake?
I think there's someone down the hall who would very much like to see you right now.
Cheryl, what's different?
He's been awake for 7 whole minutes, and well, I don't know what that means, but I called doctor saying he's on his way, and his eyes are focusing on things around the room, and he's been asking for you the whole time. That's an improvement, wouldn't you say?
The best so far. It looks like where'd she go?
Where did who?
The woman that was sitting there. Didn't you see her?
Honey.
There was a woman sitting right there. I've been talking to her for the last 10
Jonathan,
minutes.
honey, I've been watching you on the nurse's station camera for the last 10 minutes. All you've been doing is walking around, pacing, talking to yourself. That's why I came in here earlier to check in on you.
I'm not... Have I lost it?
I thought you might have been praying. That's what it looked like.
No, I don't.
Jonathan, kiddo, you know, I don't think you're crazy. I think it's been a stressful week, and it's no wonder. If I were you, I'd be worried too. Now, come on. Let's go see your David. And afterwards, you could take a long nap on the cot next to him, and we'll have Dr. Singh check on both of you later. Okay? Okay. Come on.
Makes you wonder, was it all in his head? Or was it something else? That's for you to decide. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching Playwrights Round Table. If you like the theatre, enjoy writing, directing, or would like to audition, check out what's happening at the PRT website or join them on Facebook. Once again, I'm Theodore Ebert, and I'll see you next time.